Good evening, everyone. If you are able to hear me and see the screen, can you just give a thumbs up? Okay, so I think there's an issue. Yeah. If you are able to hear me, you can just give a like to this video, and so that I get to know that you are actually able to see it, because I'm using a different software today. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone, once again, and thanks for taking time out. It's important for your upcoming examinations. And without wasting much of a time, directly, let us get onto the topic of what we would want to discuss today. It's basically about your May 23 examination. And first, I would want each one of you to write in the comment box and tell me what is your preparation status. Sir, first time study is not yet complete, or first time completed, revision is going on, 50% is completed, second revision going on, whatever is the status, feel free to type it out in the chat box so that I can accordingly guide you as to what should be your strategy. So whatever is your status, without feeling bad about it, or without finding anything wrong in that, please put it out. What is your current status? I want to listen from each one of you. First time not yet completed. Okay, Lavanya. Revision is going on. Okay, Ayush. Started, not started. First time studies not yet completed. Okay, I hear that, Lakshmi. First revision is going on. First time studies not yet completed. Okay. First time not yet completed. 50% completed. So a lot of us are at a status, if I can understand from here, most of us are at a status where our first time studies are also not yet completed. Okay, first time 80%, first time 50%, whatever it is not yet completed, and and we are actually trying to figure out how to complete this in the next available 40 days. Right now, we got a preparation status. One thing I want to tell you, each one of you, whether you are doing it for the first time, whether you are doing it as a revision, whether you are in your second revision, this is not a time for PhD. Now, what do I mean by that? Some of the students, they have a unique idea, or they have a unique thing of doing, trying to get into detail of each and everything. This is not the time for that. At your examination level, please understand, you are not expected to be masters. You are not expected to have an expert knowledge. You need to have a working knowledge. So accordingly, you should prepare for your examination, right? There are some things which you can ignore. There are few concepts which you need not go into too much of depth, because if you do that, you will waste your time, right? Now, coming back to all of you who have, who are doing first time, or who have not yet completed the first time, is time sufficient? That is the first important question. Do we have sufficient time to prepare for our upcoming examination? Now, for this, please remember that you have sufficient time. 40 days are left. Even if you are able to dedicate 8 to 9 hours per day, 40 days into 9 hours, you get 360 hours. With 360 hours, it is possible for you to complete whatever is left over. I am not saying it is impossible, but then if you are someone who is like, okay, I have not yet started, I want to write both the groups, I am only 40% complete, then it is very difficult. So those of you who have only completed 40% or 50% and are planning to write both the groups, it might be challenging. For those of you, I would suggest, please take up only one group. For those of you who are writing one group, 40% complete, 50% complete, you have time. See, I am not saying that you have sufficient enough time, you have more than sufficient time, but by utilizing 8 hours to 10 hours per day in the next 40 days, even then you will be able to complete your syllabus. So that is another thing what I want to put across. Looking at the comments that I have seen, there is article shape, Then there is college. All of that is there. Now, for those of you who are doing college, please figure out whether you can take a month break, because with college, with 50% completion currently, it will not be easy. And I am telling you frankly, I don't want to sugarcoat things. I don't want to say that no, everything is possible, be positive, you will pass your examination. I am not giving false assurances. If you have colleges, please see if you can take a month break. If you have articleship, please take a month break, because without that study leave, without that break, it is very difficult for you to prepare in for the examination, right? So as I told you, it is not a time for PhD. You are not here to do PhD at this particular point of time. What you have to do is you have to focus on completing the syllabus, and you have to focus on completing your revisions. You have to focus on writing the mock test papers. So the theme is utilize the next 40 days effectively. You're supposed to utilize the next 40 days effectively. We had created a, I would just want to share something for you. We had created a 60-day challenge for a lot of students. There are about 1,000 members in that. And you know what was the most surprising thing? Students are spending 3 hours on social media. Students are spending 2 hours to 3 hours on social media. Now, if before the examination, if that is going to be your approach, that I will spend time on social media, I will spend time with my friends, I will spend time attending functions, I will spend time celebrating Holi, but I will not study, then it will not work. If you are also one of those who is spending 2 hours or 3 hours on social media like Instagram, Telegram, YouTube, whatever it is, okay, for non-study purpose, for study purpose, if you are spending, it's okay. But I don't think anybody can, do their studies on Instagram, or anybody can complete their studies on Telegram other than getting some random notes, right? So please check your mobile utilization. If you are spending more than 1 hour of social media, then it is going to be impossible. It's going to be very, very difficult. And today I want you to promise you to yourself, not for me, to yourself, for your parents, for your family, that you will not be spending more than 1 hour on social media. If required, give the phone to your family members. If required, keep that phone aside. Heavens will not fall. If you miss a call, nothing will happen. Please ensure that social media thing, or uninstall the apps. Best thing is uninstall the apps. Apps which are not useful, please uninstall them. Only then you will be able to utilize 40 days effectively by spending, at least 8 to 9 hours per day. Now here, another challenge what students face is, sir, I am not able to study for 3 hours, 4 hours continuously. That is not needed. You just need to be able to focus and study for 35 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. Take a 5-minute, 10-minute break. Then again study for 1 hour, take 10-minute break. Again study for 1 hour, take 10-minute break. That is okay. Or study for 30 minutes, take 5-minute break. Then study for 30 minutes, take 5-minute break. That is also okay. But then this small wins, we call it small wins, or you would have heard about that Kaizen concept. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, all put together in a day. Effectively, your target from now on should be to study 8 to 9 to 10 hours per day. Reduce the social media time, which will actually have a lot of negative impact on your preparation, right? Then another thing, how to effectively revise. So here I want to make a very specific thing, that for effective revision, first thing, you should not be doing all the questions again. A lot of students do this mistake. They will take all the questions and they will solve all the questions. They will take the study material, they will read end to end. That is not revision. Revision is revising from your short notes, from your class notes, revising tough problems. If you are reading everything again, then you will not have sufficient time to complete the syllabus or complete the revision. So to effectively revise, for example, in one chapter there are 10 questions. Out of those 10 questions, you would anytime be able to solve 3 or 4 questions, because those are simple questions. Don't waste time on those simple questions. Look at the complex adjustments, look at the complex questions and solve them. And again, especially for practical problems, if you start solving every question, if there are 100 questions, if you start solving all the 100 questions, you will take 50 hours for that only. And you don't have so much of time now. So how do we do? Once you have completed the chapter, run through the question. If at all there is a tricky adjustment, then go and check how that adjustment has to be handled. Same thing with theory. I've seen a lot of students who are trying to understand each and every minute bit of minute bit of the theory that is given. That is not required. Then what are the chapters to focus on? So for that, what you can do is you can go to our website where we have past exam paper analysis. You can download them and see from which chapters are we consistently getting high marks question. From which chapters are we consistently getting, or from which topics are we consistently getting questions in the examination. At least cover them. And tell you, if you are able to cover from 2018 till 2022 all the question papers, your 50 to 60% of preparation is done. For revision, not for the first timers. For revision, that is completely done. So to how to effectively revise? One, do not go into detail or in depth of everything now. Second, no need to read end to end or no need to solve all the questions. Look at the trickier ones. Third, revise from your short notes. And one more important thing, don't refer to new notes at this point of time. A lot of students, they refer to some new notes. My friend told me this notes is good, I'll take that note. My another friend told me this faculty is good, I will take that note. See, all the faculties, they put good amount of effort in giving you the notes. So if you have chosen one particular faculty, if you have attended classes from one particular faculty, just follow his or her notes. No need to refer to 10 different notes for the sake of revision, right? So that is another thing for effective revision. Then one more important part. Set a date for writing mock test papers, because unless you have writing practice, especially in theory papers, it will be a tough time. So decide on which date, which paper will you write, and please write a mock test paper. Now here, you can take mock test paper of ICAI, you can take mock test paper from Indigo Learn, you can take mock test paper from any other provider, or you can take any other past exam paper, but please take the mock test papers and write them. Otherwise, it will be very, very difficult for you, especially when it comes to examination. You know one thing? A lot of students, they know the concepts. A lot of students, they know the solutions, but they are not able to present well in the examination because they do not have writing practice. And if you want to refer to how students who have scored good marks, how do they write? So we do have certified copies under free resources on our website. You can have a look at them and see how the paper has to be presented. Right? So this we talk about mistakes to avoid on and topics to focus on. So what you can do is you can go to our website, download the past exam analysis, and using that past exam analysis, you can actually figure out what is to be done, which topics have important, right? Then another question what a lot of students have is, can I leave a particular chapter? Can I leave a particular chapter? Don't get into that. At least once you have to write or you have to read that particular chapter. Don't try to skip a chapter at the time of first preparation. I know some chapters are difficult. For example, in ISCA, chapter 3 is very bulky. For example, for some of you, deductions under chapter 6A, difficult to remember. For some of you, some accounting standard like leases may be difficult. For some of you, negotiable instrument act may be difficult. I understand that it is difficult, but then I cannot leave a topic. If you go with the examination saying that I'll leave one chapter and I'll still pass, it is very, very difficult. If you attempt 100 marks, you may get 60 to 70 marks. If you attempt only 80 marks, you will get only 40 to 50 marks. So that is one more thing you will be able to do. So these are the few things which you have to keep in mind. I'm again reiterating, you have time, 400 hours with you. If you do 10 hours per day, 400 hours of time for you. Then apart from that, if you are already into revision, very good. If you have not yet reached the revision stage and if your preparation is only 50% complete types, both the groups may be difficult. You can only target one group. Now, how to score 60 plus? The underlying theme that we are going to discuss, how to score 60 plus in the examination. Now for 60 plus, what you have to keep in mind is, in every subject, it may not be possible to score 60 plus, because for some of you, theory may be good. For some of you, practical may be good. For some of you, for both of them, you might be average. For some of you, you might like taxation. Now, how to score 60 plus? First, I will tell you about those subjects where we have MCQs. MCQs constitute 30 marks of papers like your taxation, law, audit, EIS, SM. Out of these 30 marks, you should be in a position to score 20 to 25 marks. Now, sir, how to score 20 to 25 marks in MCQs? The secret here is, number one, conceptual clarity. Because when you are reading, you must have conceptual clarity. Number two, practice MCQs. Just because you know the concepts, you may not be able to attempt them in the examination. So practicing MCQ is very, very important. Now, sir, where do we practice MCQs from? ICAI is publishing booklets. We have thousands of MCQs on our app. So you can go to our app and practice every day. For the next 40 days, if you practice 30 MCQs per day, you can practice 1200 MCQs. 1200 MCQs you can practice over the next 40 days by practicing just 30 MCQs per day. So, MCQs given in the app you can refer to, MCQs given by ICAI you can refer to. That is where you will get that additional push to score marks. Then, for subjects like accounting, advanced accounting, accounting standards are very, very important. Every year you get 30 marks from accounting standards. 30 may say if you are able to score 20-25, that takes care of your half of the marks. Then there are some, so one more thing what you have to keep in mind is, there are some questions which are simple. Any question paper you take, there are some papers which are simple, which can be attempted or which can be answered by, people who have just completed one time of study. So if I have to break down 100 questions or 100 marks questions, about 50 to 60 marks will be easy to medium level of difficulty. Okay. So in examination, you should ensure that those 50 to 60 marks where questions are easy or medium level of difficulty, you should be able to crack them. Sir, what do you mean by this? For example, accounting, pre-incorporation, post-incorporation. 8 marks out of 8 marks, it is very easy to score. Cash flow statement, 8 marks out of 8 marks, it is very easy to score. You come to income tax, house property, salary, computation of gross total income, deductions, straightforward. GST, input tax credit, every attempt you have a question. Calculation of taxable value of supply, every attempt you have a question. You will be able to score them. Right? So, there are some questions which are easy. Now, a problem with a lot of students is, a lot of students believe that in the examination we will get only toughest question. So that is the mentality of a student. As a student, even when I was a student, my mentality was the toughest possible question from a chapter will come in the examination. But that is not the case. I bet you take up any past exam paper. There could be 1 or 2 exceptions, but 95% take up any past exam paper, any subject. In that, you will see that 50 to 60 marks can be easily attempted if you have sincerely prepared for your examination. And I am not saying this for the sake of consoling you. I am saying this because that is the fact. Take up any paper and tell me, sir, this is one paper where all the questions are difficult. It is not possible. Because I know how papers are set. I know the mentality of an examiner. The instructions given to an examiner, 50 to 60 marks will be easy to medium level difficulty, and in most of the cases they come from study material, RTPs, past exam papers. So if you are able to handle those 50 to 60 easy to medium level difficulty questions, and if you are able to put some extra effort and solve or crack the remaining 20 marks, scoring 60 in subjects will not be a challenge. It may be a challenge to score 80 or 90 plus, and again I am telling you, for every subject it may not be possible to score 60, but then the subjects which are your strong areas, remember SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. My strong subjects, if you ask me, accounting, financial management, cost accounting, 3 subjects. I never liked subjects like EIS. I never liked subject like audit. It is very difficult for me. So focus on subjects where you have advantage, where you understand things better. There, figure out chapters which are important, and look at any past exam papers and try to have solve them. You will be in a position to score 60 marks. Practicing MCQ is a key. Every day make it a point to practice MCQ. Every day make it a point, you revise the concepts, you revise the difficult concepts. And one more thing, some of the students they have this problem. Sir, we are not able to remember something, like for example TDS provisions, or for example some specific topic in EIS. Wherever you are struggling with a particular topic in the examination or in a particular subject, ensure that every day you spend 1 hour with that subject. For example, if I find TDS provisions difficult, every day take one section. Every day only one section. Take one section, complete that section. Like this you do for 30 days, you will be in a position to master those topics. Same way in EIS you forget something, audit you forget something, keep on revising every day. Whatever you forget, write it down, revise. Whatever you forget, write it down, revise. Right? Now, there are a lot of questions here. Okay, so one student Ayush says, I am afraid of tax. I understand. Every student will have 1 or 2 subjects where we are afraid of. Now, why are we afraid of? Because tax as such is vast. It's very, very lengthy. It's difficult to remember each and every provision. So, for that, what you need to do is, whatever topics you are finding difficulty in remembering, again, you will not find difficulty in all the subjects, Ayush. So, you may find, for example, house property is straightforward. Or you may find, for example, your salary provision straightforward. Or you may find income from other sources straightforward. So, if you are finding those specific topics which are straightforward, good. Topics where you are finding difficulty, you need to spend more time in revising and writing down. Writing practice is very, very important, right? Then not yet started means it is very difficult to complete. So I suggest you take a serious thought. If you have not yet started, it's very difficult to complete in the next 40 days. I am not here to give you false assurances. So for those of you who have completed 50%, 60%, you have sufficient time. You need to gear up. You need to study 8 hours to 10 hours per day. Very simple. There is no rocket science. And this is not something which you do not know. This is something which you already know. I am not telling you something from some secret book. You already know that you have to study so much of time. So please ensure every day you put up 8 to 10 hours of study. Practice MCQs. Revise concepts which are tougher, write down things which you are forgetting, and that is how the preparation has to be there. Next 40 days, no distraction. Next 40 days, no celebrations. Take breaks, but don't waste your time. And very importantly, summers are approaching. Please take good care of your health as well. First time study is not completed because of more attempt fear. Now again, fear, see, it is a cycle. I am afraid because of which I am not able to complete. I am not able to complete because of which I am more scared. Then because of which I am not able to study. So what I suggest is, for those of you who are getting into this, fear factor syndrome, like, I am afraid of the examination. Everybody is afraid. You talk to someone who has passed in the first attempt, first ranker, everybody is afraid. You ask Virat Kohli when he goes to bat, there is a lot of fear inside. But the thing is to acknowledge that, yes, it is natural to be scared, and figure out what is scaring you. What is scaring you? Is it that, your, fear of failure is scaring you? Is it, or something like family pressure is scaring you? Please think through and write down that. Because it's very important to understand what is the fear factor. So for some, it may be like, okay, if I am not able to clear, how will I face the society? Or if I am not able to clear, what will my parents think? That is the fear, right? Apart from that, I don't think there is any other fear. Now, two things. One, this CA journey will not even be 1% of your entire life. First thing. And please acknowledge this. Please accept this, that it will not be even 1% of your entire journey. Once you complete CA, there will be a different level of issues and challenges you face. First. Second, during your 10th exams also you were scared. During your 12th exams also you were scared. During your foundation exams also you were scared. That is natural. Go back and think, how did you overcome the fear at that point of time? Talk to your family, talk to your friends, right? That will help you. And one very important thing that helps is whenever you get this fear thing, no? One is write down what is causing that fear and tear that paper and throw off. Second is sit aside, close your eyes and take deep breaths. Just a simple exercise. Take deep breaths. Deep breathing in and deep breathing out. That will reduce your anxiety. And I'm not saying that within one day your fear will go off. It will not go. Even I also had fear when I wrote exams. I also had fear when I had to attend interviews. Right? So it will be there. Whenever you get that feeling, first thing, acknowledge that yes, fear is natural. It is nothing which is bad. Then take deep breaths. Take deep breathe in, breathe out. That will help. And before studying or before starting preparation, do this. Sit in silence for 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes if possible, and then start the preparation. Gradually, the fear will get diluted. I am at 8th attempt. So, if you are at 8th attempt and at intermediate, I suggest you please rethink whether CA is something for you. You cannot see, there are exceptions where people say they cleared after 12th attempt, 15th attempt, 16th attempt and all of that. But that is only 1 or 2 in 10,000 or 1 lakh. Okay, so you have to decide for yourself what is important. If career is important or if you have a financial commitment to earn money, you please look towards that, start working. Or if you want to complete other professional courses in the accounting domain like maybe ACCA or CMA, right? Please start exploring them, right? I don't give you, say that, keep trying, be positive, things will happen. It looks good, but the fact of the matter is, after 7th or 8th attempt, it becomes really difficult. You need not drop it. You can continue the preparation, but look at other options also. Sir, how do we learn income tax without full knowledge of details? Lot of details are asked in the exam. See, income tax, if you have completed classes or if you have completed one-time study, okay, it is more than enough as far as the details are concerned. And that is one paper where questions can come outside of the study material also. So, because the subject is very vast, it is not possible for you to be perfect in that subject. So, even at 80-85% perfection in income tax, that is more than sufficient. After taking lunch, I feel sleepy. What can I do? Okay, so if you feel sleepy after taking lunch, you can take 10-15 minutes of nap, not more than that. Okay, or other thing is eat less. Eat less. So if you are eating, let's say 4 portions, eat only 3 portions of lunch. Eating less will help you, overcome that particular, sleep thing. See, if you are going to college for 6 hours a day, or if you are going to articleship for 8 hours a day and you don't have leaves for the examination, it is going to be difficult. So please rethink whether you have sufficient time to complete a preparation. So Grishma, as I told you, it may not be possible to get 60 marks in all the subjects, but it's definitely possible to score 60 marks in 3 to 4 subjects, even with a proper preparation in the next 40 days. As I told you, identify your strong subjects, focus on MCQs, focus on concepts, and like things like accounting standards, for income tax, 5 heads of income, for GST, value of supply input tax credit. So we have a detailed analysis of each attempt, from which chapter how many marks have come. Accordingly, you can focus and do the preparation. How to manage study and job together? Again, study and job, study and college, study and articleship. You must be able to take some 3 to 4 hours of time to prepare. And please remember, in your CA final also you'll have articleship and studies. So you need, apart from your job, 3 to 4 hours per day you should be able to chalk out and study. If you are able to complete by 15th April, you will be able to take group 2 because you will still have 21 days to revise. Doing past paper, doing past paper, doing past RTPs will help you in revision. But that is not the only part of revision. Revision means revising the concepts and the questions. On subject specific, like how to revise audit, there is a specific video on the YouTube channel. Okay, we maybe will compile it and we will share it with you. There are already revisionary videos for EIS, SM, economics. Okay, so that will help you to they'll help you to revise. Sleepiness after lunch, reduce your quantum of lunch. That's the only way. Because in examination, you can't say, sir, I had lunch at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and at 2 o'clock I'm sleeping. So then who will write the exams? How many MTPs to do? See, MTP, if you ask me, are from RTPs, past exam papers and study material. Copy paste only. So if you have covered study material, past paper, past RTPs and MTP, previous year questions, going back to MTPs may not be necessary. Okay, very valid question, Naveen. Some are saying attempting 100 marks will increase the chance of passing. Some say prepare and attempt for 80% is enough. Which one should you follow? See, prepare for 100% and appear as much as you can. The more you appear or the more number of marks you write, the more easy it will be for you to score. Now, for me, if you ask me, I attempted only 740 marks out of 800 in my CA final. I did not attempt 60 marks because I didn't know the answers. I had time, but I didn't know the answers. This is not a subject specific strategy. Subject specific videos will be putting out separately. Okay, I've made a note of that. Group 1 80% completed, group 2 40 only completed. How to complete full syllabus? So 80% completed, right? First finish group 1, make it 100% complete, and remaining time ensure that you can complete as much as possible for group 2. First complete group 1 so that at least one group is fully complete. Completed the classes and started revising, very good. That's a good situation to be in. Yeah, we will share you broadly the subject wise strategy in the next 1 week to 10 days time. We already have some videos recorded and we'll share that with you. So at the age of 27, I am giving 4th attempt inter group 1, please advise. So earlier also there was one question, 8th attempt. After 5th or 6th attempt, you have to take a serious call as to whether CA is for you. See, one thing is it's my passion. Okay, understand. You want to do because it's your passion. But then, second, what you need to also understand is that something which is working in your favor? Or is that something which is in line with what you want to do, what your family wants? Okay. For example, some of you may have financial obligations. Some of a family member may say, now it's time for you to get married, please look for a job. Okay, so what you need to understand is, based on that, after 5th or 6th attempt, you can still continue, but start looking at other options. In the professional qualification, look at options like maybe ACCA, CMA, whatever suits you, and start, or if there is a family obligation for you to work, please start looking for that and start working. Because I know it looks good when people say somebody cleared in 15th attempt, 14th attempt, and there are some lot of YouTube videos also which go out, but that does not happen with everybody. Let us accept that fact. Okay, let's accept that fact, and it's advisable if required, if you need to take a break, please take a break and rethink on what you want to do in your career. Because at 27, another 1 year, even if you clear 28 plus 2 years, 3 years of articleship, then it's already late. So first you try to complete high weightage chapters, Deepika, where you're saying some specific portion is left, and then you can cover the balance chapters. Sir, is it possible to pass first group 1 completed on 25% first time learning classes completed? See, so those of you who are at 25%, 50%, you must ensure that before the examination you are 100% complete in terms of studying. At least one time full preparation is required. Sir, when I listen to audit lecture, I understood, but when I am revising, I am unable to remember the concept. See, again, if you are unable to remember the concept, one thing what I would suggest is write down the side heading separately, and the only trick to remember is to keep on revising. And please have a look at one full examination question after one revision. Then you will see that, okay, some of the things you have already remember, some of the things you already know. Because while revising, you want to recall everything. It's not possible. Please remember, you are learning at least each subject. If I say, about what you call 8 papers, you are studying at least in number of pages terms 5,000 to 6,000 pages. Writing mock once, at least once is needed. Time gap between revision, it depends on individual. Okay, so that is up to you. The way you have done at CA foundation level, same thing you can repeat here also. How many revision? Minimum 1, maximum 2 to 3. Sir, I use indicator material EIS 12 questions per day for revision. That is enough. It is enough provided you have understood and you are able to recall and recollect. Okay. Now, to conclude this session, without taking any further much time from each one of you, to conclude this session, first, revision effective utilization of the remaining 40 days, 8 to 10 hours per day. First thing. Second, if you have not completed full preparation at least once, first ensure you have to complete that part. Right? Then, revision is not a time to do PhD. Revision is not a time to do PhD. Revision is to be taken as revision. Mock test paper compulsory. Everyday MCQ practice compulsory. Everyday MCQ practice compulsory. RTPs and past exam papers compulsory. Right. There are some questions like how to prepare notes for theory. There is already a video on the channel. You can just search for that. How to prepare theory notes in Learn. You will get it. Okay. Then those of you are asking subject specific, that's also there. Right, subject specific thing are also already there. FM and eco strategy to score exemption, audit revision lecture. We will see audit revision lecture to what extent it will be possible. FM and eco strategy. Again, examination strategy is there. I'll again, so I have noted this down. I'll work with the team and we'll ensure that all the videos are there. For MTP, see, MTP is the last thing. See, MTP is again, it is your RTP, past exam paper and study material combined. Okay, so mock test paper can be done at the last, but at least you should write one mock test paper per subject, at least one. So for audit revision, what we'll do is, at least for essays, okay, we'll have summary revision videos that will be providing to you. How many subjects should I study in a day? 3 on an average. If you don't have sufficient time, 2 or 4, not more than that. So take 18 to 22, 5 years, RTP and past exam papers, and you will see once you start doing it, you will see a lot of repetition. Costing have to start from scratch. I didn't understand your question. Okay, so and especially for theory, some of you have been asking theory questions. You need to write answers. Theory parts of accounting and costing, don't put too much of emphasis because those concepts you already know. So you'll be able to more or less be able to answer. Costing, yes, there are specific theory chapters like the introduction part of cost accounting. Then in each of the subject, each of the chapter, there are questions in theory. So what you can do is you can go back and see the past 5 years paper, and you will see that there are some questions which are repeated. Okay, there are some questions which are repeatedly asked. So from that you'll make a sense. Okay, these type of questions are what is asked in the examination. Sir, सब कर दिया है बस confidence नहीं आ रहा है. Yes, so that is one thing. Confidence. How to build confidence? Go back and see. How did you get that confidence in 10th exams? Go back and see how did you get confidence in your 12th exams? How did you get the confidence in foundation exams? I know students we are scared. Even today I tell you, if I have to make a presentation, let's say we are going for some competition, heartbeats goes up. It actually goes up. Okay, don't you think the matches which are going on, the players are not tensed? Everybody, it happens. Okay, so to get confidence, first, if at all you are feeling anxious, accept it. Do some breathing activities. Read some or listen to some motivational lectures, and tell yourself every day, yes, I will do it. I can do it. I will do it, and I will do it. And one thing what hampers the confidence is the fear of failure. See, this is not the beginning of your life, and this is not the end of your life. Not the beginning, not the end. Okay, so don't make it larger than life. The moment you make the exams larger than life, that is when you get all of these tensions. You wrote, right? You wrote 10th exams, you passed. You wrote 12th exams, you wrote foundation, some of you first attempt, some of you second attempt, third attempt. You did it, right? So that is what you have to do. See, for taxation, current study material, RTP, that even if you are able to finish that will be more than sufficient. Starting costing from scratch, yes, you can start, but then you should also ensure that you finish it. Again, earlier also I told you, revision is taking time for a lot of students because of their intention to do PhD and trying to solve all the questions, trying to get into all the minute details. That is what I had, maybe mentioned some time back also, right? So right now is not the time to understand and get out the logic of each and everything given in the material or given in the notes or given in the lectures. Am I able to, for example, in a particular topic, am I able to remember the important things? Am I able to remember the steps given? Am I able to remember the assertions? Am I able to remember the way documentation has to be done? That is how it is to be seen. If you start going into each and every line item in detail, or if you start getting into all the questions in detail, it becomes difficult. So what I was referring earlier also, if there are 12 questions, all 12 questions need not be revised. Read a question. If you find it tricky, mark it and solve it. Otherwise, because you have already done it once, in the revision, it is not necessary to do all the things again. Because if you are doing each and every question, each and every line item again, then you are not revising. Then you are redoing everything, which will take more time. How many hours to revise? Preparation is going on. So what you can do is about 2 to 3 hours you can set aside for revisions, and balance 5 to 6 hours you can study, keep aside for your main courses. So if your preparation is not yet complete, there is no question of revision immediately. First, your objective should be to complete 100% of the studies once, and then if time permits, you will be able to revise. See, you are already late, but it is not very late. Okay, it's not very late. You finish it, then whatever time is left over, in that you write mock test papers, look at past exam papers, and try to do it, right? So I hope you are able to get something out of this. You are able to address some of your queries, doubts. Someone had asked regarding the group link for 60-day challenge. It is available on the website under news and updates. You can go to that section and you can get it, right? A few things, a few specific videos what you have asked, I'll just sit with the team, collate it, and we will release it. Right, and so be positive, remain positive, but I'm not giving false assurance that if I start today, I'll write both the groups. Very difficult. Single group may be possible, okay, but important is 7 to 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours per day studies. No wasting of time now onwards. Writing practice, very important. MCQ practice, very important. Revision, very important. One group may be possible, Santosh Kumar. One group may be possible, both the groups impossible. Okay, thanks a lot for taking time out, and if you have subject related doubts, you can make use of the forum. MCQs you can practice on the platform. It's already there, organized subject wise, right? Then if some of you want fresh notes, you can take it from the free resources, but if you're already following somebody's notes, don't try to play around and start new notes. Okay, a lot of students, I will do this faculty told that faculty notes are good, this revision charts are good. If you accumulate too many things on your head, you will not be able to prepare. What if 2 more subjects yet to complete? Try to complete. No, that is what you have to do. All the past exam RTPs, past exam papers, past exam MTPs from ICI is available under free resources. Those of you who want to purchase mock test papers, you can purchase under Buy Courses Plus. Buy Courses section on the website, you can purchase the mock test papers, which will be evaluated. See, Hindi medium, Telugu medium, Tamil medium, any medium, if you are able to understand basic English, you will be able to crack CV. Okay, chalo. Thanks a lot. And again, I told you, one last time I want to clarify, ICAI study material plus past exam paper plus RTP questions will be sufficient for your preparation. Unless you want to score or your aim is to get All India Rank 1, All India Rank 2, then you can take reference books, you can practice as many materials as possible. But right now we don't have the time. Okay, right now we don't have the time. So stick to one material, stick to ICAI material, that is more than sufficient. And again, ICAI material has a lot of extra stuff which you should not be reading during revision. Farhana Sheikh, you can maybe specify which questions you are highlighting. A couple of them I have noted it down, one on goodwill and all. Actually, I was not well last 3-4 days, right? So you will get videos out on RTP. If you are facing any issue in not getting answers in forum, please, we can just put it there that it is not clear. I'll personally look into it. Promptness is because of for accounts, especially because I am not well, so that's what is taking time, right? So we'll ensure that that's not the thing for Anna. Do see 2 attempts, 3 attempts, 4 attempts, it is up to you. Do as much as possible. Okay, chalo, thank you, thanks for joining in, thanks a lot. I hope it was useful. If you find it useful, please do share it with your friends and also subscribe to the channel.